is using, yeah, that is a few years old.
And that was similar in Philadelphia where they played Tyler Frazier and Adam Morgan. He started with one paddle, and then after the first set, he switched back to the old trusty Red Wilson. So I'll be interested to see if he makes a switch or what he's thinking. But it's always interesting what paddle he pulls out.
Yeah, and it should be interesting to note that was his first time on the court, and Morgan and Frazier were able to pull out that victory. Played very well. Yeah, looking forward to seeing this.
Yeah, that was an incredible match in Philadelphia. If you go back and watch it on YouTube, Tyler Frazier hits a cut shot winner at set point down, and they end up winning that second set to win the match. It was truly something special. But those are cool things that can, you assume they fired Jared Palmer up. I know he doesn't love losing early in the tournament, so excited to see what happens here. And it looks like a great safe environment there at Canoe Brook Country Club.
Yeah, speaking of safe environments, I mean, really, the APTA and all the clubs around have done just a great job putting safety protocols in place. The tournament actually is allowed for 200 people to be there, but they're only having about 75% people there that are permitted to be in the area and the surrounding courts and all the facilities. All the volunteers are wearing masks. The players don't have to play with masks on, but social distancing across the board. So a terrific job with all the COVID and safety protocols by the APTA.
Absolutely, a lot of hard work went into this, and I've been at Montclair Golf Club all morning, and the hospitality and the safety's just been unreal. They've done such a good job. Mick Erdoya and his whole crew of volunteers out here. It's really great that we can get this amazing event in.
Guys, got about 2 more minutes.
Brad, have there been any surprises in the men's draw so far?
I'll announce
Any
you guys in
surprises
about a
so
minute.
far? Just a few scores that are, but not so much. Cochran Harrison with a good match against, Corden Ossex Koenig, but Corden Ossex Koenig move on. I mean, the surprises really are more along the lines of when you put yourself in a position of Broderick Palmer, it's where he's going to come out in the draw. And the winners of this match will go on likely to face the second seeds of Hughes and Powers. So, there's nowhere to hide anywhere in the draw right now. And all the seeds are pretty much through.
Yeah, you get that one wildcard team. That's just how it was on the women's side of the draw with Nicolescu and Cruz. They came in unseeded, and they just played 2020 national champions Macy Elliott and Marcelo Rodesno in the second round. And Gabby Nicolescu and Liz Cruz won that match 6-2, 6-1. They were absolutely on fire. So it's that's what the Broderick Palmer is in the men's side of the draw. That wild card.
I'll announce you guys now, and then we can get going afterwards.
Disruption.
Yep, and
Ladies and
you're
gentlemen,
absolutely
welcome
right.
to the
Let's listen to the
2021
umpire here.
APTA National Championships. This men's round of 16 match is best of 3 sets with tie breaks. To my left, from Stamford, Connecticut, Max Lepever. His partner from Fairfield, Connecticut, Anton Protsenko. To my right, from Summit, New Jersey, Drew Broderick. His partner from Los Altos Hills, California, Jared Palmer.
Now we should mention, actually,
need to spin,
Marcus. Yeah, we're ready to get this
You
thing
guys
going.
wanna
That was Mike Uchimsky, our umpire, and this is Drew Broderick's home club. Do you think he'll be a little extra fired up? I mean, Drew's pretty fired up as an individual, generally speaking, but do you think it's a little extra motivation for him being at his home club?
Protsenko won the toss.
No doubt
They will
about it.
receive.
He does not like to lose, and if you put a bunch of his fans and his members from Canoe Brook in front of him, I have no doubt.
I got a match ball for you guys.
Pep. It looks like he even got a haircut for the end, so he's definitely ready to go.
Think that's a Supercuts, or what do you think? More like a salon type thing.
Oh, he's a salon guy, 100%. that fine hair, definitely.
Silky locks. All right, so Protsenko and Lepever won the toss. They've elected to receive. In this warm weather, I think holding serve is going to be a crucial part, and you were talking about it before, the ability of Broderick and Palmer to hold the net. They're one of the best teams at that. in the country, and we'll see if that continues today. But they don't do the
Adrian's
underhand
match ball.
serve. They're hitting them overhand, and they're going to get a lot of high bouncing balls. If Lipiver and Protsenko can get that ball down,
Make sure she's round.
but still,
she's
you'd
round.
have to say Broderick and Palmer
Last year
are
we
one
had
of
a
the
couple
best
edges.
volleying
Make sure
teams
those are
in the
right.
country, bar
So
none.
good.
Absolutely. There's been a lot of heavy attacking rollers going right at the corner from both women's matches that I've seen so far. So I'll be interested to see what the overhead strategy is for the men here. That cut overhead, I know the short one, and Pavlichenko has a pretty solid put away overhead. Drew Broderick has a pretty solid put away overhead. So we'll see if that's effective with this warmer weather, or if they stick with the heavy rollers and attacking the corner and the neck. It's going to be a really interesting matchup with this weather.
Oh, absolutely. And how you play in transition is going to factor throughout the tournament. Meaning if you're not in great position, just let the ball go through. You can get it off the back. In 60-plus degree weather, there isn't a ball that any of these athletes can't track down.
Absolutely, and we saw it in the match previously that you commentated between Fisser Skuman and Helden Lewis, where Fisser had a massive drive, but Helden Lewis did a great job just leaving it, not touching it, letting it go through, and it almost bounced right back to them.
Yeah, I think the ability to hit kind of like three-quarter heavy spin rollers on a warm day like that, to mix them in with the hard drives right at the body, is going to be very effective.
And Protsenko definitely has that shot.
He does. The only difference is Broderick and Palmer are very good at being just right on top of the net. Just close right in. But we'll see. It's all right out here for the taking, and we're about to start it up here. I think Broderick's taking a last-minute bathroom break before they get going.
Traditionally, do you like playing in warm weather? Did you have a preference, Brad?
I didn't in the day, back in the day when I was playing all the time. I preferred it to be a little colder. I like to use things like drops, use my hands. That was some of the strengths that I had. And it just made those things more effective. And the ability to deaden the ball off the really hard drive, it was just more difficult to do. And but today's game, with all the transition and the ball coming up and down, the guys who really want to play in transition, I think definitely have a benefit out here today.
Yes, for sure. When it's warm like this, you can look to see a lot of screen drives as well. Even that soft push overhead, it doesn't really sit back like it does when it's a bit colder. So we can see a lot of screen drives, a lot of transition play. It's going to be a great one. There's Drew Broderick making his way back to the court.
Looks like, I'm not sure, but I'm going to guess that Palmer's going to take him out with the first service game.
Did you have a preference of whether you like to receive or serve first?
The wisdom, generally speaking, is to receive first, because although, honestly, people hold more than 50% of the time. So, nope, looks like they're going Broderick first as the first server. But in this warm weather, I think it just feels better because you have a good chance to break. And if you do, you feel like you have the upper hand in the match, even though we all know there have been many matches where there's 4 or 5 breaks in a row some of the time. The receiver generally has the advantage with the big return.
All right,
I like
Drew
this.
Broderick's going to be leading us off. I like to see them talking a lot early. That was one thing, and I spoke to Broderick after the match in Philadelphia where him and Palmer lost first round, and he said intentionally they just wanted touches. They weren't trying to overthink everything. They just wanted Palmer to get out there and find his groove. But this is nationals. They need to be a little more intentional from the get-go, and here we go. Heavy roller at the corner.
Boston lead 3-1, first set.
Hard offensive volleys there from Palmer on those three-quarter volleys. Ooh,
Oh,
what action right from the
transition play
get-go.
early.
Dean Love.
Oh,
okay.
30 love.
Right. Spin just befuddled Protsenko there. Didn't move his feet to it.
Ball definitely moves more when it's warm like this, so especially with the lefty spin, just have to get used to that extra movement. Whoa.
Oh, the extra movement due to the warm weather, and Protsenko should know what that's going to do, but he didn't account for that extra bounce, and I don't think I've ever seen that from Palmer, so adding that to his repertoire.
He's definitely feeling loose. Oh.
Oh, surprised he didn't bail and just
40,
let that one go. I guess it's a 40 love shot.
Great
play
offense there by Anton Protsenko. Definitely more spin than I've seen Jared Palmer put on the ball before.
He is definitely trying to cut it a little bit more, and as you mentioned before, Mark Ennis, the spin reacts much better in the warmer weather. Ball's got more life to it, so it bites into the court some more.
First game, Broderick Palmer. Comfortable hold for them.
Really solid game. Great volleying, good serves.
And we definitely saw a couple of those offensive volleys that you were talking about. Wow. Smart play, letting the heavy drive by Protsenko go through.
15 love.
Max Lippeve is serving. Director of rackets at Stanwich Country Club in Kit.
$15 all.
Yeah, Lippevera is not going to get into net behind that serve against Palmer, hitting it that hard into the back screen.
And Palmer's just so smart with his return from the deuce
15,
court.
30.
He rarely misses. He'll only go for it when he's very comfortable, but he's moving well, and with this warm weather, it's relatively easy to take off the back screen.
I love the use of these hard overheads into the third panel, called third panel smash by Broderick and Palmer. Moving the guys to the middle, then he'll go cut wide. It's hard to see these progressions, but if you watch for it, you can see where they're hitting these overheads. That's a mistake going at him with three-quarter drives while he's right up there. He's one of the best volleyers in the game.
Protsenko will learn that very quickly.
I hope so, because that's a better serve pace. They're going to have to manage that serve pace. That was much better there from Lippevere.
Oh, great defense. Those were some tough overheads by Anton Protsenko.
Yeah, it was a great job by Palmer there. He looks super sharp early.
He does, right? He's moving well, looking loose.
That overhead we just saw from Protsenko, Marquinhos, I think is going to be a big one for them to use. You don't want to go
I saw
at,
that.
you know,
It's-
Palmer got
No, it's below the
terrific playing a
crossbar.
couple of years against, Durant and Parsons back in the day of blocking the
below
ball
the
at the crease.
crossbar.
But if you hit your roller towards that first
anything
post
above the crossbar is out.
and go at his body so it spins away from it, makes him chase up the line and pulls him out of position.
30-40.
Absolutely. Any idea what was going on there?
I don't know. It's 30-40 though. Break point here, number 2. Rip.
Game Bostrom. They lead the first set, 4 games to 0. New ball.
And those overheads from Protsenko, that's really what taking his game to the next level. He's got so much variety now. He's really can hurt you with the overheads.
As we go along here with our men's round of 16, we'll try to get you scores from some other matches. There's a bunch of great ones out there right now.
Game Broderick Palmer. They lead the first set,
Too
2
good.
games to love.
So
Such
far
solid
what we've
volleys.
seen, that's what I was going to say. Those off-pace drives, just Palmer and Broderick just up there and taking it to him on those shots. You're going to have to stay away from those off-pace rolls unless you're hitting heavy spin.
And it's just vintage Palmer Broderick, where they hold that so well, they don't miss volleys, and they make you go for something a little bit too much, or at the wrong shot, and you
Love
just feel
15.
helpless, and you end up missing. That's what got them the 2015, 2016, and 2017 national championships.
Love 15.
Oh, wow, great transition work there.
Wow, Anton Protsenko.
Yeah, that's
Love
great
30.
work. I mean, he blitzed forward on the Lipiver forehand and volleys right behind him, and great tracking it down by Palmer and Broderick, but finishes him.
And one great thing that is going in Protsenko's and Lipiver's favor is Protsenko is relatively newer, so he doesn't have that necessarily that or crazy respect for Broderick Palmer,
Love
like
40.
players that were playing in 2015 and had for them. You sort of put them on his pedestal. He doesn't have that, so he's not afraid to go head to head right at them.
Game Le Pavere Protsenko.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Broderick
Actually,
Palmer lead the first set, 2
that's
games
just
to 1.
Anton Protsenko's nature, too, though. He is not someone who gives a hoot who he's playing against. He's been, from the moment he's been out there, sort of ready for the moment. He hasn't always chosen the right shots, but he's getting better and better with that all along, and he's never been afraid of anyone who's playing against. He's good bulldog mentality out there, and a good game for them to get on the board.
Thanks, brother.
Such a great skill to have. Lipiver, Protsenko break back. Broderick Palmer are 2-1 up, and we have Protsenko to serve.
Now, he's struggled with the underhand serve. He's stuck with it. See what he's going to use today.
It looks like that. He's taking the serve. And in this warm weather, that underhand or sidearm serve
Love
doesn't
15.
quite do what it traditionally is meant to do in terms of staying lower.
All right, so
15 all.
we got a 15 all, or little live stream jumping around there. 15 all now.
We see Vince Broderick in the background watching his dad.
That's wide.
15-30. $15-40.
Yeah, He's going overhand serve, but a couple of faults in this game.
There's the transition. Little top spin overhead. Ach, lob.
Yeah, he'll use that quite a bit. It's a little
like
tricky.
it,
I don't know that really
disguise.
fools. Yeah, it's a little bit, but I think actually speaking of disguise, I think Jared Palmer's forehand lob is one of the best disguised ones in the game. He starts with a full stroke and it looks the same as his forehand drive, and then he'll frequently just mix it up.
Absolutely.
Game, Broderick Palmer. They lead the first set, 3-1.
And they break right back.
Yep, great job. I mean, a couple of donations there from Protsenko with the serves, but terrific play. Caught Lipiver off the net there on that last one.
It's going to be really tough to beat Broderick Palmer if they hold in the net most points in a game.
Right. And they're just doing a great
at
job when
that.
somebody's going back for the overhead. The other one cuts right back in. That's one of the first balls
Love 15.
that I've seen Lipiver Protsenko be able to get the ball down underneath the net. And they forced the error from Broderick that time.
Look at those volleys.
Yeah, unbelievable.
They're just on top of
15
the
all.
net. Hands are still. That is unreal.
They're just great at the net. Still one of the best volleying teams in the country. And as you mentioned before, Martinez, I think it's going to be the biggest difference in this match if Lipiver Protsenko can't crack that. And I don't understand that drive there.
30,
I mean,
15.
you're rushing. They're crushing you at the net, making every volley anyway. You can't afford to just hit drives. You got to wait for the right ball and you can hit down. And if they got to wait longer, they're going to have to wait longer.
Which is a scary thing to have to do against Broderick Palmer.
See that?
Oh,
That was
ridiculous
a great move.
volley. How does he get out of that? Lipiver hit such a tough spike down. And Palmer just volleys it back.
That's great transition play again. Palmer staying back.
An incredible discipline from Broderick to let that ball go past him and not reach for it. Not easy.
They look great in this early going.
There's that overhead you like, opening up the corner, creating some movement.
And then he'll come back with a cutter to the side screen to draw the guy back in again. Just keeps you a little uncomfortable, makes you move more. I think it's a great play, and I think
Look how
he
open
does
that
it.
corner is.
Yeah, he does it better than almost anyone else, and I don't understand why more guys don't use it more. You know, I think it's one of the better overheads to use.
I agree.
I had a deep.
They check the call with the umpire.
40,
Called
15.
long umpire Mike Yachimsky doing a great job up there.
I'm not sure what they decided.
I think he said it was 40-15. He called it out,
Okay.
Yachimsky, so I think it's 40-15.
Oh, look at that corner, way open.
Bostrom Anderson, first set.
Great shot
point,
there.
Pritsenko and
40-30.
Lepever.
Yeah, did a terrific job. That was good look there from Pritsenko, taking the early backhand, crushed it, but great job from Palmer and Broderick. They're transitioning back perfectly. I think I must have hit the net. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, definitely a little sneaky net caught over there.
That was
Drops
tricky.
it over at the feet.
All right, Deuce, a little good fortune there from Lepever.
This will be a big game to get and get their claws stuck in.
Yeah, I don't think Lepever and Pritsenko are playing bad. They got nothing to think about. It's just got to be careful with those off-pace volleys.
Advantage, Lepever,
And they got to be careful
Pritsenko.
with the off-base drives, and but otherwise they're playing fine.
No, absolutely.
That's a great overhead.
Oh,
Good read. He goes around him.
Deuce.
Broderick Palmer saved the break point. Back to Deuce.
Yeah, I find when you play Broderick and
Advantage,
Palmer,
Broderick
it's
Palmer.
getting down 4-1 is no big deal in paddle. You can always come back, but against them it can be a bigger deal because each point, sometimes it feels like you got to win 3 points to win one, meaning
Game,
they can
Broderick
keep the ball in
Palmer.
play
They
so
lead the
long,
first
they volley
set,
so
4
well, they
games
take
to
your best
1.
shots, they volley it back. You got to hit 10 good shots. So, and they don't always have that level drop off. You know, some games it just goes back and forth, but you know, right now it's not that way.
Absolutely.
So in order to do these things, Mark Innes, we have a lot of sponsors on our way. And why don't you tell us a little bit about Upswing Health?
I shall do that. Did you make it through the entire paddle season without medical assistance? Have any end of season aches or pains? Maybe a sore shoulder, elbow, or knee? Are you aware that the APTA partnership with Upswing Health provides access to professional athletic trainers virtually? Wouldn't it be great to learn more about your injury and maybe get some free tips so you can feel better now and maybe play injury-free next season? It is available right now for no cost. The APTA invites you to visit our partner, upswinghealth.com. Check out their
15
site,
love.
diagnose your injury, and talk to your own athletic trainer. If you fill out a brief survey about your experience at Upswing before the end of the month, you will be entered into a raffle for one of 5 Viking paddles. Check out upswinghealth.com/APTA today.
All right, Upswing Health, and it's 15 love in this game. Max Lepever serving. Just did one of his patented toss and catch moves. It's getting better, but I think in the history of the game, no one's tossed and caught a ball more times. Oh, nice play.
30
Pritsenko.
love.
Set up like he was going for the short dropper, drew Palmer forward, and then at the last second went back at him.
Oh,
Oh, he'll want that one back.
35.
yeah, a little loose. He's
30-15.
trying to do the same thing, draw Broderick forward. He just pushed it a little long. It wasn't bad play, just didn't execute.
And this is that warm weather where just feel can be a little bit different. You overcook things you usually wouldn't. Lepever giving up the net, not wanting to play that tough volley. Smart choice.
Yeah, very wise. There he
Get the
goes.
net right back. And they get the net right back.
Yeah, I think the
Transition,
amount
baby.
of, you should start keeping a running tab. That's a
Wow.
heck of a shot from Pritsenko.
40-15.
Anton Patsenko on the loose. You can see by the smile on his face, he liked that one. Anytime you get one up on Jared Palmer, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, twice making bull rushes to the net off terrific drives. Nice.
Game,
What I love to see Patsenko do there is he was close in the net as he did that. He didn't stay in position and just hit the volley hard. He was moving forward. I love it.
And that's a great play. He was counting on Lepever hitting that ball low. He did, and he picked off the volley coming up. Ah, that's dangerous there. Good play. Yeah, both players don't want to be moving forward at the same time that time. A little confusion there from Lepever and Patsenko. Oh!
30 love.
Looks at his paddle in disbelief.
It's a great shot. Got the really easy high one. He just low enough. He just missed it. So one of the scores we got, Bostrom Anderson winning their first set 6-2 against Crick and Lofgren. Good job for those guys. The winner going to face the winner of Durant Mitchell and Court Osix Koning. Oh, wow.
30-15.
Unleashing the cut shot. Anton Patsenko.
That was like 3 in a row, too, Mark Ennis. I mean, that was incredible. Great anticipation.
True,
as you said, there's
right back at him.
Yeah, with a cut shot of his own. There's more bang for the buck out here hitting the cut shots because the ball really will grab. Just trying to make that one a little
40-15.
too perfect, I think, Mark Ennis.
Oh, he made it.
He did indeed.
Get out of town. That is ridiculous.
Oh, wait a minute.
Maybe he didn't.
Yep.
I don't know if it was called or there's some distract. Broderick acted as if he made the shot and was just crossing to the other side. And the other team just, I think, acted as if it was out and didn't really make the call. So there's a momentary confusion. And right now, that's point to Patsenko and Lepever, and it's 40-30 now. And now it's game. All right, so we'll have the opportunity now in this
set, 5-2.
next changeover to talk about another one of our terrific sponsors, Fusion Sports.
Beautiful.
Fusion
And
Sports is your
that's where
source for high-end custom apparel. Fusion offers pro shop management, tournament favors, corporate branded gear, and youth sports. Fusion is the official apparel and favor supplier of the APTA. And I know, Mark Ennis, you got a bunch of Fusion gear in your closet. I do as well. It's great stuff.
Absolutely.
So you're about to bring up a point there, Mark Ennis. What do you got for me?
Yeah, I was going to say that this is where, you know, the Protsenko Lepever, they have some great highlight shots. They're right up there. They're sticking it to them, but then there's some missed returns and standard errors. That can really be the difference when you're playing against Palmer Broderick. Those are such crucial things that you have to put in play. You just can't give them anything free, but you know, to Broderick Palmer's credit, that's what they force you to do, to miss basic things.
Yeah, they volley so well. It takes 2 to 3 shots to gain the upper hand, and even when you gain the upper hand, they're one of the best at defending against attacking players, meaning you're coming forward, you're hitting a great drive, expecting to get a bonus, and that's a call that was made by the umpire. So that goes in favor of Broderick and Palmer, so that's love 15 now. But you think you're coming in and drilling it at them, gaining the upper hand, and they're volleying it right back at you. Ooh.
Love 30.
It's just killing him right now.
$15-30.
Quick points.
Yeah.
That softer push serve, especially in this weather, is not a bad move.
Yeah, he's doing it because of the lack of confidence, but it was well played. Good job. Yeah, he's definitely the serve is. Protsenko's got a very good game. Serve is definitely something that's going to still in the working stages.
Did you struggle with your serve at all, Brad?
No, I was confident.
No, you're pretty solid.
Solid with the serve, and I was confident in the first volley, so it was sort of a different era, you know. But I wouldn't say my serve was damaging, you know. And I think
but it wasn't
these
mental
days,
for you.
No. But these days, it's really important to have 3 to 4 different types of service strategies you want to use, and even 2 to 3 serves.
Game, Broderick Palmer. They win the first set, 6-2.
All right, terrific job there by Broderick and Palmer.
First set, Broderick Palmer, 6-2. Pretty routine there. Look, Broderick and Palmer look really good.
Guys, for the live stream, okay?
We'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA network presented by eNet Live.
The Ford Athletic Club is proud to be a sponsor of this weekend's American Platform Tennis Association's National Championship. We are happy to support these athletes who share our principles of commitment, dedication, and determination. The Ford Athletic Club embodies what these athletes stand for and is building a community of families, friends, and neighbors with the common purpose of wellness, team, and sport. To all who are competing this weekend, we wish you the best of luck.
Welcome back to the APTA 2021 Nationals presented by eNet Live. We are live from the Canoe Brook Country Club in Summit, New Jersey. This is the round of 16 match between Palmer Broderick taking on Protsenko and Lepever. Broderick Palmer, they won the first set 6-2, and they're looking like vintage Broderick Palmer, like 2016 Broderick Palmer. What do you think, Brad?
They look great, you know, and they're playing pretty error-free, and they're all over the net, taking the best shots from Lepever and Protsenko, volleying them back, and just putting a lot of pressure on them. And Lepever and Protsenko, they're just going to have to – I don't think they played poorly. They made one too many errors. Protsenko definitely struggled with his service games, and they just got to figure out a way to hit real offense. You know, the three-quarter drive isn't going to work. Broderick and Palmer, Broderick volleys down more than anyone in the game. He gets right on top of the net. He actually volleys it down. If you can't find a way to get that ball underneath the net, you got to keep lobbing to you. Make sure you get those guys get back behind. And then when they've done that,
Good to go, guys.
Broderick and Palmer have done a great job staying back and transitioning. So kudos to them. All right, so Drew Broderick starting the second set. And there's that down volley I'm talking about. He's right on the net, and those are crushers.
Love 15.
I like that. You cannot hit the three-quarters against these guys. You got to go at them.
Absolutely. And Protsenko's had a bunch of those amazing points so far. And then he needs to string it together with some solid play on the back end as well.
Yeah, see, we've seen a bit of that, meaning
15 all.
this amazing highlight reel stuff, but then the missed return or the basic missed ball. I mean, that was a decent cutter opportunity. He just missed it. Got to execute. Oh, there we go. A little luck of the leg cord there from Lipover
15-30.
Protsenko. We should mention after that at 5 p.m. we got the women's quarterfinal round matchups, which will be tremendous. But right now, Shea and Sutter, Amy Shea, one of the perennial top 2 or 3 teams in the country, against Gail Williamson. Shea and Sutter up 5-2 in the third. So I don't know if they're going to be on right away for 5 o'clock, but I think they might make it. Incredible match there.
Great move, Anton Protsenko.
15-40.
One of the rare moments where there's actually an opening against Roderick Palmer. They need to get this game, get out to a good start. Big.
Game, Lipover Protsenko.
And they lead off with
the
the
second
break.
set. 1 game to love. Broderick
That's
Palmer
a
won the
start they
first
would
set,
definitely
6
wanna
games
have.
to 2.
Now, can they consolidate it? The big tricky part for them has been getting to the net consistently against Broderick and Palmer, especially on both of their serves. So we'll see if they're able to get to that net and hold the net and string together a consolidation hold here.
Yeah, they did a good job finding a couple of seams, a couple of cracks in the armor against Broderick and Palmer there, and they hit a few harder drives. Really took advantage. Actually got 2 volley misses from Broderick and Palmer. Not an easy thing to come by. Oh, all right.
15 love.
And this is where you can get some errors when you put a little bit of pressure on Broderick and Palmer. You have to let them feel the pressure. If you're giving them too many loose mistakes, they're not going to feel it.
Ah,
There he gives it back.
15 all.
yeah.
Smart play, bailing off the net. But now Broderick and Palmer are at the net, which is always a tough feat. Wow, that was a great lob. Look at all
Yeah,
that
they're doing a-
movement that Lipover and Protsenko are creating.
Great job, though, Broderick and Palmer staying in with Palmer covering the deep lobs for Broderick. He's got one guy up there, one guy back. Oh, just airmails that one. Surprising.
I see it laughing it
30-15.
off there. We missed that far. You can't overthink it.
He's very pinpoint with his backhand. There's nothing about Broderick's backcourt game that he doesn't hit it hard per se, but he picks away at you, and he's normally extremely accurate with his drives.
30 all.
Backhand especially, I find Broderick, he gets in these rolls with his backhand, really pick away at you.
They get the net again.
Nice ball there from Lipover, but little you know, it's so hard in this
30,
weather. You
40.
hit it too soft, they volley it easily. You hit it too hard, they just stay there, let it go off, and they stand at the service line while it comes back to them.
It is tricky. I actually think in general this weather suits Broderick and Palmer quite a lot, and I think that's part of what always so what nationals did for many teams tough volley in this weather where the superior volley skills and can volley a lot of things back, and warmer weather really helps Broderick's drive just come a little more.
Yeah, those are great points, Marquinhos. Oh! Caught him off the net with a backhand
Team
chip.
Broderick Palmer, second set is tied 1-all.
Broderick Palmer break right back. Jared Palmer up to serve. 1-all second set.
Love 15.
I'm liking that shirt from Jared Palmer. It's kind of
It is good.
cool
Camo.
vibe. I like it. A little camo, little loungewear at the same time. You play a match, hard 3-setter, go to the tiki bar after. Perfect.
Transitions from day to night flawlessly.
Transition, exactly. Oh, good look
Right
there
up
from
though.
Patsenko.
15 all.
Ball was sitting up there, definitely one he had to cut at. Not mad at all. The score is a 5-4 in the
15 all.
Sutter-Shea match. 5-4 in the third set. Sutter and Shea are up, but Giao and Williamson are coming back.
Yeah, they were just down 5-2. So hard to close, right? Although no one would know better. I mean, Amy Shea's one of the all-times. She's great. Nice.
Great close in the net by Max
15,
Lippevin.
30.
That's a great cut.
30 all.
Up.
Yeah, he just abused that short lob from Patsenko. That was perfect. It was set up nicely too by the quick third panel shot there from Palmer.
James Anderson, Bostrom. They lead the second set 4-1.
Tricky.
Ooh, almost a little collision
Patsenko's
there
not
from.
gonna like that one. That's the ball he loves.
He wanted to cut that one.
Lippevin wanted in on the action. Said, get out of the way, I got this.
Oh, that's some good stuff.
40, 30.
Close up there of Jared Palmer. Oh, that was a tough one. Good look. Nicely done from Patsenko. And that's the
Deuce.
tricky thing. The only thing that's tricky about hitting that drive from Palmer, he doesn't know where Patsenko is, and Patsenko snuck all the way over. Palmer basically hit it right on his paddle there. Great move from Patsenko.
Advantage, Broderick Palmer.
Followed up by a missed return that was sitting there.
Yeah,
Tough
it's just
for
about
momentum, so tough.
correct. They got to string a couple of things together, Lipover Protsenko. Don't you feel like they're playing well, but then they play a good point and miss a ball, right? Oh,
100%.
some good fortune.
Deuce.
15 love.
And what I liked about that Protsenko backhand earlier is he changed where he hit it. He knows Drew Broderick's been cutting it off and poaching towards the middle, so he went behind him that time. Really smart play.
Yeah, in general, I think that's a great point. I think they should be driving down the line more because there's a lot of poach moves from Palmer and Broderick.
Yes, Broderick's one of the best to do it on the return of serve, drives in general. You'll see how he hugs that middle, and it's hard to notice when you're playing. You just feel like, man, this guy can volley well, but he's just always in a good position, and he knows where you're generally driving, and he just plonks himself there perfectly.
That's a good down the line lob.
Game 5 from Anderson. They lead the second set, 5-1.
You hear that in the background. Bostrom Anderson up 5-1 against Crick Lofgren, looking to close that one out. Straight set fashion. They won the first set 6-2.
Broderick Anderson made it to the quarterfinals of the national tournament last year.
Yeah, Bostrom Anderson. Yeah, they were. They actually had a match point against Burris Doya, and I personally think they won it, but didn't call the ball out. And they went on to proceed to lose that in just a three-hour battle.
I'm sure they'll make that mistake again.
I guess things work out the way they're supposed to, though, because Anderson had a badly sprained leg at the time, and I don't know that he could have played the next match anyway.
Oh,
That's great stuff, and good job. You know, Lipover and Protsenko play together for years now. Protsenko does a lot of that quick moves and brazen plays, and Lipover knows how to sort of hang back and sort of get his back, as they say, because if they drive it by him, he'll cover the board, and that lets Protsenko do all those things.
absolutely. Lipover's one of the best role players out there. He's quick, solid play. He can bring the offense when he needs to. He did such a great job when he was playing with Juan Araya. They had a great run together. He's definitely been at the top of the game, and is a fantastic role player. Tricky.
Just pick away with sudden drives. Keeping you honest, but gets right into the nick there. Great shot from Lipover.
Advantage, Lipover Protsenko.
All right, see if they can get another break here.
Game Crick Lofgren. Bostrom leads the second set, 5-2.
Oh, he's on top of the net. Look at that.
Yeah, like I said, he volleys down more than any other player in the game that I know of.
Oh. And what's so tricky is Broderick Palmer's reset overheads are just phenomenal. So even when you do lob them off the net, they generally putting pretty good deep ones back, or they hit that hard one to that side screen. They're so tough at holding the net. On top
great.
of the net.
Great hands. There we go. Finds the seam. Gets it behind him. Nicely done.
Really well placed drive by Anton Protsenko. They get the net. Let's see what they can do.
love.
Oh, well done. Broderick tried to play a little cat and mouse, and he found himself in the mousetrap that time.
Brodchenko, they lead the second set 2-1.
Awesome play.
Broderick Palmer won the first set 6-2.
That was
Lipiv
well
Protsenko
done.
2-1 up. They earned that game. They really strung some good points together. As we were saying earlier, if they have all the shots, they have all the ability. It's just about stringing multiple of them together instead of getting the momentum and then losing at the quick point.
No, I agree. I think that's well said, Mark Ennis. They are finally put 3 or 4 together in a row without the. They've done amazing point. They've had plenty of highlight reels, and then all of a sudden just a missed return, right, or something along those lines. And that's 100% what they're going to need to do if they want to get in this match and get over the hump against Broderick and Palmer, who are just so tough, volley so well.
There in the background, we see Vince Broderick, Drew Broderick's oldest son. He's quite a paddle player himself.
All right, Protsenko now in the first set. This was a big part of the problem in the first set for them. Just he'll take that break to the bank and just getting the serve in the box. I think he's going to just push it in every time. He faulted 2 to 3 times, and they just struggled holding his serve. They didn't hold it, and they're even staying back.
15 all.
He's completely lost all confidence because he's not even trying to hit a challenging serve at this point. And that little layup serve makes it even not that easy for Leisberg to do just that, but he was able to there, so great job.
Yeah, you would think you have to really rely on Max Lipiv poaching a lot and trying to use his volley skills to hold the net, but it's going to be tough to win service games when you consistently have to play from the baseline. Not impossible, but definitely an uphill battle.
Well, especially against a team that volleys so well, and Lipiv went for a
15,
tough margin
30.
there. Give it very little room to miss, and just comes up a little short. Wide ball. Push serve, right?
15-40.
And then he's got Lipiv up there just taking chances. Anything he can do to try to hold that net, like we were talking about. And this is the struggle right now for Lipiv Protsenko. And at this level, and Lipiv Protsenko are the 7th ranked team in the country. They're an excellent team. They got wins over Powers Hughes this year. They have, gone the distance with anybody. But if you don't have a consistent service game, that's an uphill battle to crack that top 5, right, Mark Innes?
Yeah, and it's just so
Team
emotionally
Broderick
tough,
Palmer,
right?
second
work
set
so
is
hard
tied
to
2
get those
all.
breaks. So even in broken twice against Broderick Palmer is almost unheard of, but then lose off your serve relatively easy, and it's just so draining. Now you have to back to work. You almost never feel like you're getting any momentum, which is not an easy thing to be.
15 love.
All right, so Bostrom and Anderson close the deal 6-2, 6-2 against Crick and Lofgren. Great job by them.
15 all.
That's a tough team that we have not been able to see much of it all this year. Blake Anderson hurt at wrist. A lot of rest he had to give, and he just showed up like basically about a month ago.
Bostrom Anderson will more than likely be taking on the #1 team in the country, Durant at Mitchell, at 7 o'clock this evening.
There we go. They get to
15-30.
drive one down and hard, and even Broder can't come up with that volley. That's a good lob. I love that down the line lob. I'd like to see it followed up by Protsenko moving to the wide to the alley to look for that backhand. See there, right there. That's perfect overhead there from Palmer.
You could see that positioning as he sees Lipovic setting up to drive. Palmer slides to the middle. They are such a dynamic team at the net and really put themselves in a good position each time to cut off the volley.
I do think the line is open there, but
yeah, you know, but it's such a hot shot, right?
That's right. They're putting a high pressure shot in there for him. And it's interesting. Palmer might be the rangiest of all volleyers, right? He's got such a wingspan up there. Broderick's really just always right behind the ball. He almost never reaches for a volley, Broderick. He just uses his feet, gets his body behind it. Palmer will reach 3 to 5 feet on either side of him. And he's just got that extendo reach that he can cover more balls and makes him so effective at the net, so dangerous, just like Johan Durantes.
Yep, we've got a wingspan of a falcon.
I was going to go albatross. But
it would match the theme of the shirt.
There you go.
30-40.
Sata are tied up in the third set at 6-all. It's going the distance in
that is going the
round
distance.
Of 16.
And can you imagine? That's about a 3-hour battle they're having. And they're supposed to be up at 5 o'clock. I got to feel there's going to be a little pushback on that. I'm sure we'll still have all the other great quarterfinal matches, but we'll have to see what the scheduling allows for. That's incredible, that match.
They're over here at Montclair Golf Club. Mick Godoya and the crew are putting on a great show. Hospitality is fantastic, and it's just been an awesome, safe environment. Shout out to all the volunteers here at Montclair Golf Club.
Oh, that's dangerous. Yeah, he's so on the net. Can't come that far.
Senko and Lipovic really having to work hard in this point, but they're putting in the miles. This will be a really good point for them to win.
Yeah, they are working.
Drew Broderick.
I love that down the line drive, but just that range of Palmer, just amazing. They're playing a perfect point. I got nothing to kudos to them. Mentally, physically playing just a great point. Oh, and there's a combination drive to the middle. And the one time they get him, congratulations.
They lead the second set 3 games to 2. Broderick Palmer won the first set 6 games to 2.
Palmer did get it, at least makes him have to think now, right? So now he's moving. You've created a little uncertainty, and that in the end we could see the result. They got the because started making him reach. So it's such a good job by Max Lipovic mixing up, realizing the line is open, and making them at least have to move. It might take a couple times before you get the miss, because it is Jared Palmer at the end of the day, but awesome job by Max Lipovic. They get the game. And now's the big question. Can they consolidate? Can they hold serve?
Right. Well, Lipovic's had much better. I mean, he's held a serve pretty consistently this match. I don't think we've had a hold yet from Protsenko. So we'll see if they can consolidate, as you said, though. There they get the net there. Surprising lob return there. But what I love that Lipover did there is he slowed the serve down. He's been hitting that hard one into the screen every time against Palmer and has never gotten the net. Oof. Miscommunication, and then Broderick just
15
about the
low.
easiest ball you can get, just dumps it. I think he took his eye off and thought Lipover was poaching.
15 all.
So tough.
So he's going to a soft serve now. Oh, and the reach poke. Didn't get his feet to go with
15-30.
him. He's going to the soft push serve and a hard serve to the ad court. I like that idea, the soft push serve over there to Palmer. Palmer just changed paddles.
I told you, the trusty Red Wilson.
he's gone into the. He's like, I just lost that game. I think that paddle's defective. He's got the Red Wilson going
30
now.
all.
It always comes out.
There's that hard serve.
Maybe he's sponsored by both companies. He has to give them both equal playing time.
Oh, a couple of reaching volleys there from Protsenko. Couldn't
30,
come up with
40.
the goods. Too bad. Ooh.
Really solid point all around.
Yeah. Great. Oh, what a lob choice there. Great play.
Palmer disguises that backhand flick and lob so well.
It's perfect, and I love it when he hits it cross court. I think that's the play. Get always against a righty team, if you can get that player
Look at
to the
that.
right to move back into the right, it creates so many openings.
I can't even tell from up here when he's going to do it. It's unreal.
No, I've played him a number of times. He's one of the few guys, Jared Palmer and Steve DeRose, who have caught me closing in and then just lobbing it right over my head. I had no idea.
And when he does choose to somewhat drive it, it actually has some juice behind it. It's not, like a soft dink. He puts a good amount of force behind it.
Yeah, he does that, and he also puts the threat of coming in behind it. If he gets it low, it's a step and a half for him to start a blitz. And his hands are just incredible.
Really good point here by Lipover Protsenko.
Yeah, both teams recognizing the importance of these points. They're going to grind here and wait for the perfect opportunity. I mean, Broderick is known to never miss, and he's right in that mode right now, so if they can get him to do it.
And that's the
another
hard
great
part of
lob.
playing Palmer Broderick. You have to do this the whole match.
That's why getting behind is so difficult, Mark Ennis, because you got to continue to go. It's not just physical warfare; it's mental as well. And a great job, perfect.
Deuce.
Really good point.
They just battled.
Lipover Protsenko, yeah, they battled there. They're going to have to keep battling. That's exactly what it's going to take, which is going to be really tough, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally.
I mean, for us too, Mark. Don't forget about us up here in the booth.
Absolutely.
Feel a little mentally, spiritually drained after these things. Oh, again, it's just a couple of faults in this
Broderick
game.
Palmer.
Oh, beautiful. Yes! That is highlight reel stuff right there, Mark Ennis. Highlight reel stuff.
A tweener to a cut shot winner by Anton Pritsenko. Amazing.
That's great stuff. Gotta tag that for the highlight reel. Break point,
Advantage,
third in a
Broderick
row here
Palmer.
for Broderick. Oh, and a quick drive miss on a lower than the net ball. You don't see that all the time from Broderick.
It's be a really big game to pop for Pritsenko a little bit.
I think he was just trying to be unpredictable there. I love the adjustment Lepever's made serving to Palmer. He's going with a low toss to the right, and all of a sudden a couple little cracks.
Lepever, Pritsenko.
If you can show Broderick and Palmer that you won't be the team to, crack right away, you can get an error or two out of them.
But that's the hard part. Whenever they get a little edge, there's some error that just puts them on the back foot again.
Yeah.
Obviously not intentional, but it's just a really hard place to be.
Yeah. I mean, the three faults in this game. I mean, serving, if Pritsenko and Lepever can't pull this out, I mean, the serving is going to be one of the huge things they're going to have to look at. Oh, fake again. So good at that.
I read that one that time. That one I had. That's it, back to the battle.
That's a good spot there for that quick little drive, but they're just trying to pick away at him, find a seam, and there's the dialed it up another notch there. Oh, great play.
Awesome job closing by Max Lepever. Recognizing the drive, getting on top of the net and keeping his hands still.
He's just doing a great shutting down that offense. They're working them. I mean, it's really getting Pritsenko to stretch.
Yeah, you feel like even when Broderick Palmer are at the baseline, they still have the upper hand because how still they are. They're hardly moving out of their home bases, but they're getting Lepever and Pritsenko all over the court.
Good read again from Lepever, and he takes it down. I love it how he read that Broderick drive, and Broderick hits that a lot, that sort of continental push. He likes that shot. He uses it just like body punch, and Lepever all over at that time. Perfectly played. That is a tremendous hold.
New ball, guys. New ball, guys.
That's big time.
They lead the second set 4-2.
And that is 3-2, correct?
I believe it is 3-2, yeah.
All right, Brad, we have a read from one of our sponsors, Viking. Viking has an unrivaled paddle lineup depth. 3 paddle families, each family featuring 3 models. The Pro, Light, and the G. 9 adult paddles with different weights, core densities, and overall hitting surfaces to address all levels of play. Vibrant gradients and a bold modern color palette lead the way for the upcoming season. All paddles are hand-painted, give each its own look, no gimmicks, just the best ball striking paddles in the game, the official paddles of the APTA.
That was just a tremendous hold from Max Lippever to take their first consolidated lead of the match. 4-2 now. Now that I love. He just rips it right at the body.
Love 15.
Lippever's had a couple of those great spikes today. He's found some success with that for sure.
That's a great cutter from Palmer there. Nicely tracked down by Protsenko. That's great use of pace from Palmer.
15 all.
He sees Protsenko up in the box a little. Looks like he's going to hit it hard, then he slows it down and rolls right behind him, and Protsenko cannot get back for it.
Fifteen
Solid
30.
return. Lippever testing the volleys of Jared Palmer, just putting it head on his paddle. Couldn't absorb the pace that time in this warm weather.
Yeah, it was 2 good strikes by Lippever, 2 huge forehands in a row. When his forehand heats up, it's a little mercurial. Sometimes it's on and it's a great forehand. And then there are times where he loses a little and he's forced to have to kind of just roll it every time. And when it heats up, though, it's a big shot.
30
There you
all.
go. That's sort of what we're talking about. They played this great point, Lippever with huge forehands, then a couple of little lob errors. Keep stringing them together. They're really putting a lot of pressure on Broderick Palmer here if they could just keep stringing the points together. And I definitely think they're up in the set there, Mark Innes, but they've had the better of the play for a bit now. Oh, great overhead from Broderick, and I think it hit the seam
40-30.
by the first post where the wires are all twisted up and the ball comes off differently when it happens.
Jammed Lippever.
And there goes that ball.
Game.
No one's
Broderick
running to run
Palmer.
down.
Lippever, Protsenko lead the second set 4-3. Broderick Palmer won the first 6-2.
Jared Palmer left to go fetch it.
Hey, he might be headed to Chatham. That ball's out there.
That's a strong mental move by Anton Protsenko. Shank it out and still make the opponent go get it. I like that.
That's even better. Absolutely. Save your energy. Here comes another ball back in. I don't imagine it's the same ball, but who can be sure? So Mark Innes, I mean, pretty good play here from Protsenko and Lippever. They've been struggling. Now here's the key. Can they hold the Protsenko serve? Hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, this is gonna be a really, really big game, and you know they need to string something together. Whether it's Lippever poaching a little bit more, and seeing if they can hold the net, but they've definitely struggled. But they're 4-3 up. They've got some momentum. So let's see if they can string it together. This will really put some pressure on Broderick Palmer and test them.
I love the adjustments they made in this set, changing the way they, for Lippever, the way he was serving Palmer a little bit, and just the way they're packing these points. Instead of just going to the rollers, they're really hitting a little more offense and just putting more pressure on Broderick Palmer.
hear some applause outside here at Montclair Golf Club, and I believe the team from Pittsburgh, Giao and Williamson, are 9-8 up in the breaker.
Wow, that is an incredible match. Just didn't catch up, get over that backhand there. Protsenko got caught. Wasn't a bad look. Didn't get his feet underneath him. Yeah, Jolene Sutter, she played some high-level tennis, I think at UPenn, and she teamed up this year with Amy Shea. So, great job for her. Nice.
15 all.
And that's where Protsenko and Lippiv can really get tricky. You know, they need to do some poaching, some driving off the back screen, that kind of stuff. The only way that they have a chance at holding Protsenko's serve. They get the net now. This is going to be a big point.
Oh, that's dangerous play. Lippiv did an incredible job in the last game that he held, cutting off the attacks from Broderick Palmer. He's reading it and closing right in and volleying offensively. That is a great cut finish from Protsenko.
30-15.
That is filthy.
That is gutsy, filthy, anything you want to say.
30-15 up. They're 4-3 up. This is a big point, yeah. I like that.
Yeah, put the movement in. Make him think about it a little. He moved a little early, but at least they're trying to make them think about it.
Get the net back.
Cut chance. Lippiv can hit the cut winner, but not confidently. You know, Protsenko, he's pretty brazen. He's definitely got incredible guts. He does not worry about any of it. Oh, that is a great lob. That's a great bail.
Broderick Palmer back to the net. Wow.
Wow is right. What a spotted drive there. Gets it off Broderick's left hip. If you're going to make him volley, that's the one you want him to hit all the time. Beautifully done. Chance for a hold here for Protsenko. And there it is.
They bring it home. Fantastic.
They lead the second set.
Is that the first of the day?
That's, I think so. I mean, and that was a great job.
Do it.
They really mixed in the poaches well. They made him think about it. They had a couple of planned poaches in there. Great game.
Protsenko Lippiv 5-3 up in the second set. They are battling Broderick Palmer to go through to the quarterfinals of the 2021 APTA National Championship.
And the winner of this match, we don't have a score for Powers Hughes against their opponents, but likely to play Hughes and Powers.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, these points are just really well played.
Almost all behind the back there.
Love 15.
Great court awareness by Anton Protsenko. Just tricky.
That
he
was
really
tricky.
sees the court well. He recognized opportunities so well.
That's a great one. He didn't go with a roll there. He just stuffs it into the opening. Great ball.
Another solid point. They've played 3.
Love 30.
almost perfect games here have Lipover Protsenko.
No, they've made great adjustments. They've cut down on the errors. They still had a little bit of that issue with play a great point, miss a point, but clearly putting the pressure on Palmer and Broderick, changing a little bit the way they're driving, picking their spots differently. And they've done a terrific job. That's a great read. That is over.
Oh, and back over the net.
15-30.
Incredible. At a huge moment. That was triple set point if he misses that. And the window on the shot like that, Markin, is so tiny. But these players got the skills and the guts to pull it off. Great job. So we do have a
side.
score in. Hughes and Powers are on with a 6-2, 6-3 win. So they've moved on to the quarterfinals. So the winner of this match will take on the second seeded team of Hughes and Powers. And just again with that Lecco, there's 3 of those. And
15,
all 3
40.
of those go for winners for Max Lipover. And this is double set point here for Lipover and Protsenko. Oh, what a shot from Broderick with the dunk right into the
30,
nick,
40.
into the crease there. Stunner.
It's off a regular volley. That is tricky.
Yeah, he volleys down. He's just right on top of the net. Oh! No, and he misses it long, and he's a little perplexed
Game
that it could
Lipover
possibly happen.
Protsenko. They win the second set, 6 games to 3.
I still like that he
Broderick
goes for
Palmer
his
won
shots.
the first
I
set,
think,
6 games to 2.
He's playing loose, and when he's playing his best when he's swinging at it, taking good
2
cuts.
minutes
He didn't go for too much there. He just didn't execute. But incredible set there by Lipover Protsenko.
Absolutely. They played, they made the exact adjustments they needed to make, Mark Ennis. And even that last service game where they held for Protsenko to go up 5-3, finally consolidating another break, they did a great job mixing in some poaches, changing up the looks a little. They put a lot more pressure on Broderick Palmer, and they pulled it out with a great executed set.
Absolutely, and we will be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA network presented by eNet Live.
Success is all about how a team connects.
Yeah, that's how you keep the ball moving.
Connect with the experts at Investors Bank. For over 90 years, our team has been building relationships and putting clients first with customized banking solutions that give businesses the confidence they need to move forward.
Oh, I still got it.
No, you don't.
Welcome back to APTA 2020 Nationals presented by eNet Live. This is a round of 16-man match live from the Canoe Brook Country Club Summit, New Jersey on the APTA network presented by eNet Live. And Max Lipover and Anton Protsenko just won the second set against Jared Palmer and Drew Broderick. And we are off to a third set, Brad.
We are, and as you said, they won that set. They played excellent. There was a slight drop in the level from Broderick Palmer in the beginning, sort of to give him a little life in that first game. But from that point on, adjustments were made from Lipover Protsenko. They found a way to hold serve. They cut down on the errors. And they really put a ton of pressure on Broderick and Palmer, and they found some seams in the armor that they couldn't find at the net. They were able to hold the net more and actually get a few volley errors from Broderick Palmer. So kudos to them, and we look forward to more of the same great battle in this third.
Absolutely, and as you said, there was a slight drop in Broderick Palmer, but nothing significant at all. The Lipiver
Greg.
and Prutsenko really, they won
We got
that
a ball.
set,
Just need
and
one.
I think it was their willingness to grind. They played, they strung some good points together, and they really just worked every single point. And the tough part now is they're going to have to do that for a whole third set as well.
Yeah, I have no doubt in their mental capacity to do that. Max Lipiver is, experienced, and what we've seen out here, and what I've seen consistently from Anton Prutsenko is he is a bulldog. He's a pit bull. He's not afraid of any moments or situations. So I expect them to do the same. It's just going to come down to execution. And actually, there might be some adjustments that have to be made from Broderick and Palmer because they started driving a few more down the line. They started going harder with their drives. And it's simply a question of now who can execute better in this third set. There's very little separating these teams.
I agree. Matt Lipiver is up to serve. He's leading off this third set. All four players are battling it out for a spot in the quarterfinals against number 2 seed Hughes. That is going to be played tonight at 7 o'clock at Canoe Brook Country Club.
And we're going to finish out this match. We originally were going to have 2 streamed women's quarterfinals. We're going to move that to 1. We're going to finish out this men's round of 16 here. And women's quarterfinals will also be streamed at 5 o'clock, which is coming right up. So he goes immediately to that hard serve again against Palmer. I liked it when he was hitting that 3/4 softer one into Palmer's corner.
Yeah,
Broderick
he
and
definitely had more
Palmer,
success.
yes, Broderick and Palmer, as great as they are, they don't do their best when they have to supply their own pace. They really work better on the pace of others. They don't like Broderick. Palmer can definitely crush a forehand here and there, but they really rely more on placement and movement. And there's that big drive at the body
15
again.
love.
And instead of the 3/4, and that's great. Forces the error. Great job. And as great as Broderick and Palmer are at cutting off drives from their opponents, I will say Max Lipiver was instrumental in taking that second set with his ability to cut off and read the drives and shut down any offensive opportunities from Broderick and Palmer. Essentially doing to them what Broderick Palmer did to
30
Prutsenko
love.
and Lipiver in the first set, turning the tables right around.
Lipiver really played a solid set, that second set.
30-15.
Oh, wow. What a serve. That's 2 now. He closed out that
40-15.
crucial game to go up 4-2 with an ace like that. And there's another. Going cutter. Prutsenko loves that 2-handed backhand moving to his right. Oh, what a volley cut off. Great job.
And
40-30.
generally the blitz is such a good play all around, but when Palmer and Broderick against them, because they close the net so much, it definitely becomes a lot tougher.
I feel like the set's just going to come down to who grits it out the most. Like, I feel like there's going to be no room for anybody to have those games where you miss 2 lobs or fault twice, that kind of thing, Mark Ennis.
Definitely in this third set. It's come down to whatever you just said.
Oh, just missed the lob long. So there's a couple errors there from
Game
Palmer.
Le Prever, Protsenko. They lead the third set. One game to love.
From Max Lippe and Anton Protsenko. Good positive body language.
So we got one women's quarter starting at 5 o'clock that will be commentated on. That will be live streamed, and then another one starting at 5:10 without commentary. So coming up. So there's tons of action out there to be seen.
APTA has done such a great job putting all the streaming together. Jerry Viant, just endless work. Very appreciative by all the paddle fans out there.
And by us as well. Just an incredible job. He stuffed that.
That was
Love 15.
Ooh. He's mixing it up. Sometimes he goes down line, sometimes he's going across. He Roger getting, so he can't cut it off every time.
It's a little imperceptible at this point. Do you feel like there's any kind of energy drop from Palmer and Broderick, or is it just that the play has gotten so much better from Lipiver and Protsenko?
I think it's more that Lipiver Protsenko has just gotten better.
Yeah.
They're not giving them those free points as much. You know, I can't see any major, as I say that, but
Love
there hasn't
30.
been any major drops from Broderick Palmer. But now that they're not getting as many free points, that can be mentally taxing.
All right. A few misses from Palmer. He should switch back to the other paddle.
Third set. Bring out a third one.
Third paddle, right? Yeah, he should have three, one per
Bring
set.
out. That's it.
I don't remember the exact moment he switched that I read, but it was right. Wasn't it right after the first set? The first or the second? The first set, actually, that they won.
Yeah, they got broken that first game, and then I think he switched it.
That's when he switched it. Yep.
15-30.
So important
gonna
here
go
for
by
Protsenko to just
game-
be tough.
If you're going to go by games won per paddle, the other paddle was winning more games.
Yeah, that is true. The odds are better. The old school Viking.
Are you, do you have any suspicions or superstitions when you play, Mark Innes?
Not so much. I kind of step on lines a little differently, but nothing too. That's kind of just how my brain works, I think. I don't like to step on the baseline when I'm getting ready to serve. I do something funny there.
Oh, you make sure you step over it.
Yeah, something silly like that. But I really have been trying to the routine my serve, because I struggle with faults well. Having a routine, as many sports like this will say, will definitely put you in a place, especially when you get into a tight situation. Really solid play by
15-40.
Protsenko and Lipiver.
Yeah, just great job.
Game Le Prever, Protsenko. They lead the third set, 2 games to love.
And they break serve. 2 love up.
And they're just playing well. Just solid. And there has been, maybe it's not an energy drop, but a definite subtle level drop from Broderick Palmer.
Absolutely. I think a big part of it is when you
Love
make them,
15.
you know, now they know that they're not going to get a ton of free points, and they have to work everything. It becomes a little more daunting. But you get there.
No, and Max Lipiver is one of these guys who
Love
absolutely
30.
believes that Drew Broderick has a shot clock too. He thinks he can stay out there as long as Broderick can, just as long, and that if he makes him feel that pressure, he'll miss some balls too going for things as well. It's just that most people's tolerance is not the same, right? So they break first, and Max Lippiver is aware that he doesn't have to. He can force Broderick to beat him as well.
Lippiver has definitely seemed to have steadied the ship. I really like the play on Protsenko's serve where Lippiver crosses and forces the hard drive down the line so that Protsenko can actually re-drive off the back screen and come up to
Love
net.
40.
Yeah, I agree.
That's where they're finding the most success.
All right, but 3 break points here for Broderick Palmer. That's a great cutoff, but tries to hit the angle winner wide, and that's a good
Game,
job
Broderick
from Broderick Palmer. They just need to get a foothold,
Protsenko
right?
lead the third set, 2-1.
Yeah, those are the tough games. Played 2 really good games, and that serve could send back. But they're playing tough. They're not going to do anything major about it now. That's sort of a off-season project where Protsenko will have to work on his serve, work on the men's side of it as well. But right now they're doing what they can, and they're doing a great job at it. So far, the only round of 16 match that I know that is finished is Hughes and Powers over Green Vidal, and the Anderson Bostrom.
No, and Fraser Morgan are through 6-1, 6-2 against Herschen Wagner. Araya Parsons 6-1, 6-2 against Levin and Mandel. So we got 5 out of the 8 in there so far. And Durant Mitchell, Korten versus Koenig, they are willing to stay out there, and they are going to make Durant and Mitchell beat them, which is sort of like the MO. It's an unfortunate thing about
15 all.
Durant's greatness is that people don't try to match him shot for shot anymore. They try to wait him out, and in this warm weather, the possibility exists. If he doesn't heat up those cutter overheads and doesn't finish points, then they could have a long run out there too, and Essex Koenig will be willing to stay out there, as well as his partner Jeremy Court.
Drew Broderick getting fired up with the fist pump there.
Yeah, and that's great. They got to collect some of this energy. There's definitely been just a subtle drop, and if they can get some of it, right back in this thing.
Absolutely.
It's 2-1. We are missing the third set score in our little scorecard on the bottom there, but so it's 2-1 right now for Lippiver and Protsenko, and a great break at love in the last game from Broderick Palmer, and they're definitely collecting some energy back here. We know they won't go away. That's a great read, but surprised Lippiver didn't move to the middle there. That's a great play from, and I've never seen, that was about 4 forehand volleys for Drew Broderick. I never see, Drew Broderick hits less forehand volleys than almost any other player. The accepted wisdom is to hit a backhand volley, but he is excellent at getting his body behind the ball. I wonder if there's any kind of, he's extremely fit, but any energy drop like we were talking about, because that was 4 forehand volleys in a row. I've never seen that from Broderick.
And I think a lot of it also has to do with Protsenko mixing up where he's driving. He's going down the line, he's mixing, he's going cross court sometimes. So now Broderick is guessing a little more than he's used to. A lot of players just hit it the same spot and hit it hard, and Broderick stands right there and doesn't need to hit any forehands. Now Protsenko's done a good job of making him guess.
I think that's a great point, Mark Ennis. They definitely have done a much better job spotting their drives. Really a huge part of their success in that second set. Point there.
40-30.
Yeah, good chase there from Protsenko. Oh,
It's
just
in.
great play. Just a little block. Well, you had Palmer go for an offensive volley. He hit it hard. And when Protsenko blocked it back, he didn't have time to recover. But sort of the risk-reward of going for that shot. But that was not easy what Protsenko did. Take that hard volley and hit a perfect lob.
That's a really good feel.
Ooh. Wow. These guys are going to grind and battle.
There you see, just like you were saying, Le Pivert, he believes Broderick has a shot clock as well, and he just looks locked in and ready to go the distance.
And there's a big cutter, and he went for it, and it wasn't the worst look.
Deuce.
High to his forehand, he loves it, but great job. They sort of drew him into it, and that was the best look he got.
Back to use.
Broderick rarely faults, as neither does Palmer. Two of the more consistent guys, and again, just holding that.
Advantage, Le Pivert,
Just that
Protsenko.
split second. And it's causing Broderick to have a moment of indecision on the volley. This is a huge, huge break if they can get this one. Oh, what a move.
Oh.
Even better volley from Broderick. That's a cut winner. Oh, he missed it!
Game,
Wow,
Le
and
Pivert,
he, it's a
Protsenko.
shot he
They
has,
lead
a
the
shot
third
he can
set,
execute,
3 games
and
to 1.
when you take those high-risk winner-type shots, you can get them, and they oftentimes can make the difference in the match, and that's a big, big miss there. 2 cutters he's gone for on set point in the second set. He missed one, and that one there, break point down, but he's got the guts to do it, and he's made many, many over his career.
I do think that Broderick and Palmer look a little more fatigued than obviously they were in the first set and the first half of the set, and I think a big part of that is how they, their game style, how they have to always close the net, for them to
Yes.
to always be on top of the net, and Le Pivert and Protsenko have done a great job moving them around now, but that when that fatigue sets in, then you do start to get some of those missed volleys. So it'll be interesting to see how they can pull it together here.
Yeah, Le Pivert and Protsenko have had the better of the play for a little while now, and if they don't start making errors, it's going to be incumbent upon Broderick and Palmer to, first of all, not do any of that, and then, second of all, just
looks a
to
little
start
leggy.
winning points. And that's not their number one bread and butter, to just go kind of
15
like
love.
hammering away through somebody. They're going to have to grind it out here, and but Protsenko and Le Pivert, they're not letting up. And I think you're 100% right. In the first set, you saw Broderick jumping all over the net, cutting off every volley, pushing it back behind him. They were hitting cut-off volleys behind him consistently, creating some winners. We've seen a lot of that drop off, and more of the volley errors creep in. You got to bail on that. Yeah, you went straight at him. You just missed him. Good job from Protsenko getting out of the way. And you remember in the beginning, Mark Innes, how often Broderick and Palmer had the net and how little they have it now, or how much less they have it. He touched it. Oh, bad reach there from Protsenko.
15
Yes,
all.
absolutely. It seemed like Broderick Palmer had the net every other point, but Lipiver's put a lot of good serves in. He's not missing as many, and in that first set he was missing quite a few lobs as well. But he's just played rock solid.
Oof.
You. Out.
No, he got the leg cordon out that time. Good try, but
15-30.
on balance, Lipiver, Protsenko have been benefiting from their leg cords. That one goes to Broderick Palmer. Is a big game, I think, for Broderick Palmer. Such a good lob. And without the target, just misses it.
30 all.
So smart by Protsenko to stay back. He knows Palmer's gonna drive, and he, as you said, he doesn't give him a target. I think that's such a key for players at home to take the court.
Oh, beautiful placement. A down the line drive, which we thought was so crucial to them. Starting to use that shot. Well done.
Protsenko Lipiver have made some fantastic adjustments of their drive positioning on the fly. That is not easy to do when you're playing a match to realize adjust that really.
That's a great lob. Oh. Oh, great track down by Palmer. He's gonna hit the cutter. Nicely done, long and low into the body.
40-30.
Palmer goes for the block. Not sure if it was going in the crease. Good job.
Yeah, really good aiming by Lipiver right at that corner, making Palmer have to block it to not have to play the neck. Makes him play a tricky shot in the warm weather.
No help coming.
Lipiver!
Game
Nicely
Lipiver,
done.
Protsenko.
He
They
on
lead the
the
third
loose.
set 4-1. Hey, Todd.
I think it's such a key for the team of Lipiver Protsenko
Just in case.
when Lipiver playing solid, necessarily which is but playing solid. I think it doesn't Protsenko feel like he has to do as much. We can see he's really settled down. He's still going for his shots, but not wildly.
That was a great job. And now we're seeing a little bit of what we saw before. You know how Lipiver Protsenko would play a great point then miss one. See there, Broderick Palmer played a couple of great points, but then all of a sudden there was just that easy miss on a ball sort of in the middle of the court there from Palmer. And, it's just those little bleed-ins that come out. And teams like this, they're separated, honestly, by 4 or 5 points in a set.
I'll grab it if I need it.
Yep. We're really interested to see what happens, what adjustments Broderick and Palmer can make.
Oh, that's just a great volley.
15 love.
Jared Palmer serving 4-1 down in the third set.
That's good leave. That ball lower than the net.
30
Tough
love.
shot. See, now this is exactly what Broderick Palmer
40
wanted.
love.
This is what we haven't seen at all from Lynn. Right now they're just giving him 3. We haven't seen 3 points go in that fast a fashion with errors in the last 15 games there, Mark Innes.
Yeah, really good of Max Lipovet to go over to Anton Pritseko, just give him a little word of encouragement. They definitely don't want to let this game slip away without Palmer and Broderick having to work slightly for it.
That's the key. Everything can slip so fast in paddle. And when you lose your edge, you play fast points and you get a little loose, like this game is, anything can just
Broderick
right
Palmer.
away,
It
can slip right out of your hands.
4 games to
Especially
2.
now because it's the Protsenko serve, which we know they've struggled with.
Yeah, they've
Protsenko
done
serve
better.
up.
But with the poaching moves and smart with it, didn't see a poach that time. But here's going to be the big key. Because they've done such a good job getting the momentum and keeping it. There you go,
Yep.
Broderick again, just volleying downs right on top of that net.
That game definitely cost him a little bit there.
Yeah, more. I think I agree with you. More than even the game that it was, because the ease with which they got it, they gave him a breath of life, kind of.
100%. Palmer and Broderick, you could see they were hurting. They were on ropes. Now they just see a little bit of hope, which don't want to give these
15
two.
love.
So this is going to be a big game to really double down and show Broderick Palmer that Protsenko and Lipovet are there to work and close them out.
That's a great dig. They're working Protsenko here.
He's doing a great job of just staying steady, staying patient. Showing the patience of a Tibetan monk out there.
Wow.
You
Could
like
have given
that?
me 100 guesses. I did like that. That was amazing. You can be my Sherpa anytime.
30 love.
Solid
That's-
point there, Anton Protsenko.
Yep. Great
Keeping
job.
it together. That's the
See,
play
I
I
love
like.
that play, though. Yes, it's exactly as you were bringing up before. He has to go hard with it, and then it's an easy drive for Anton Protsenko. Nice. Still like the chance move there from Lipovet.
Thirty 15.
Nice. And you know, it's a little risky for Palmer to be up
40-15.
there. I'd rather see if the ball goes by Lipovet, because if it doesn't, it's just a very, very difficult play. It means he's volleying it down at your feet.
100%, because you know he's probably poaching either way. So
Right, and
not-
it
not
doesn't
the one to
matter because you know Protsenko's not coming in, so it's not like you're going to get a blitz opportunity. If Protsenko's back anyway,
Yes.
you know you're not gaining it. You're not going to get a volley put away unless both players are at the net.
No, you're absolutely right.
Nicely done. He's going
Oh.
right into there. He knocked our camera for a loop.
Camera
Look
roll.
at that. That is a
40-30.
beauty. Talk about taking dead aim. All right, second game point here for Protsenko.
So Palmer starts this time.
Yeah, I don't see the point
Smart.
in the blitz. That's great play from Protsenko. I mean, from Lipovet and from Lipovet and Protsenko to recognize this is how they're going to have to approach these games with the poach from Lipovet. That's a big forehand, well played. Nice job. Topspin lob. Oh, you help None to be gained. Great job from Protsenko. That was a little slippery, that shot. Not easy to execute either.
Especially in the warm weather.
You very rarely see Broderick get higher lobs. He's going to a couple of high ones here. He's up the low lobs.
Looks like he's trying to buy himself time for just to get his feet back. I think he's lost a little bit of that pep in his step we usually see. And he's moving well and just very elusive. And you can do that with the low lobs. If your feet aren't there, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's a smart play. At the very least, just to kind of give a different look, right?
Yes.
Change it up. Nice.
And there have not been any cut winners in the last 15 games.
Yeah, nobody's
So
really
you don't
taking the
really
risk.
Need to, yeah.
That's big.
Deuce.
Deuce. That's a huge, huge point there from Broderick Palmer. Well played. That's a grinding and battling to the end. Nicely done. He catches the top
Advantage, Broderick
where
Palmer.
the crossbar is, and
you
a
see-
break point.
And you see the difference there when they don't force Palmer to drive down the line. You don't get a chance to re-drive. It doesn't come off that screen as much.
Right.
Oh,
Nice.
Anton Prosecco's hands are ridiculous.
Ladies, I forgot to mention after the first set, there's a 2-minute pause. Okay? Go ahead.
Wow. Battling for over 2 hours.
Deuce.
Still going at it with intensity.
And they're battling for a spot in the quarterfinals. And that is going to be against Hughes and Powers at 7 o'clock this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2021
Broderick Palmer get the net.
Platform Tennis Association Ladies Quarterfinals. To my right, from Lake Bluff, Illinois,
Ooh.
Allison Morgan.
Waited to the last moment to Lepever on that one.
Pennsylvania, Charlotte Sikora. On my left, from Riyadh, New Jersey, Florentina Hodder.
It's
They're
hit.
wanting the switch.
Oh, that's a cut finisher ball there. That's where you... No, it's out.
Oh, did he
but
get him?
No, it bounced first. It bounced first, I think.
Is that what happened? All right. Advantage,
I don't know.
Lepever,
What'd they
Protsenko.
call?
Yeah, it bounced first. Yeah. Had it hit him in the air, even though the ball was long, the point would have belonged to Palmer and Broderick, but the ball just bounced and then tagged Protsenko. So it's point to Lepever and Protsenko, and this is another game point to go up 5-2. It's a huge game. All the players recognize it. It's just a question of executing and getting through to the end. Broderick stepping it up a notch here. Oh. He's had some good fortune with a few let cords on that shot. That was a tougher one. A little low, trying to be unpredictable.
Back to deuce.
Big game. I love the pace that time from Palmer. He didn't crush it down the line. And one of our astute commentators says he thinks Broderick looks a little tired. And it could be. He's one of the fittest guys out there. That is a heck of a shot.
Advantage, Broderick Palmer.
Break point.
I love those cutoffs from Lipiver. Just such great hands.
Has the paddle up and in front of him. Moves well. Really good play. Max has been so impressive this last 2 sets.
Yeah, he's quietly been one of the best players in the country. Blanchard Cup winner a couple of times, you know, for many years. Always inside the top 6 or 7. And he and Potsenko have been working on it for a few years now. And they're working their way. They're 7th seeded team here at Nationals. Taking on 3-time national champions, Broderick and Palmer. That's a great read. Nick. Nice dig. That's a beautiful down the line lob for the setup, and well done. Look at this.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that's crazy hands from Protsenko on that other ball.
Broderick definitely finding a little bit of a rhythm here. Feet are starting to go. He's hitting good spots.
He is dealing here.
If they get this point, it's definitely going to bring him to the line.
No, he got him. Ooh, great recovery. That's going to die.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that's a heck of a point. Great hands from Protsenko to keep him alive, and then a great cut finisher there.
And you can see how Lipiver hits the ball as it's rising up, so he gets that double spin. Just super big time at break point down.
They're throwing in the feint, trying to draw the return down the line. No dice. Palmer's been reading it well in the last few.
This is the first time Broderick Palmer have really had Protsenko Lipiver moving a lot.
Oh!
Awesome volley.
It was an awesome volley, and
Broderick Palmer.
Lipiver assumed because he was moving away from the ball hitting that backhand that Protsenko was covering him on any balls behind him. And a little miscommunication there from the team. That's a great transition ball there from Protsenko. Broderick's starting to deal with a little bit more of those high forehands coming down over him a little bit. See, it's crunch time. He worked him hard last point. Oh. Great cutoff again.
Lipiver is doing what Palmer and Broderick did so well in the first set. Put himself in a good position, cutting off draws. He's looking the fresh out of everyone.
No, there's no question that that is sort of what happened out here, and that is a great finish from Palmer.
Game, Broderick Palmer. Lipiver, Protsenko lead the 3rd set, 4 games to 3.
Palmer break back. It's 4th through down 3rd, but they were 4-1 down. There was one slot game at 4-1 that Protsenko Lipiver lost to them.
Appreciate it.
Lipiver really stayed in that last game. Didn't go that way, but now going to be really the difference made about who can stay mentally tough. You know, Broderick Palmer have been here before. The won 3 Nash champions together in 2015, 16, 17. They know what it takes. Really excited to see what Protsenko and Lipiver bring to the table.
Yeah, this is coming down to like who's gritting it out to Lee. And you could see hold on 1 second. Yeah, you could see Broderick at a few times there really start to work the lobs, move in, cut off. He was actually more offensive in that game than he had been in the previous 10. It's like he's recognizing and trying to find a new gear here. He put a little more pressure on him.
Yeah, I think it feels like he just got through that wall, right? The feet were just on for a little bit. He was looking fatigued, but I think it clicked that, you know, this is do or die right now, and he got that little extra boost.
Ah, great job. He goes hard at him. He sees Broderick just belly up to the
15.
net, and he drills it. I'm not even sure, Marquinhos, that ball was going in.
No, I also don't sure, but Lipiver's done such a good job of just keeping Broderick guessing all day. He's moving the drive around, different spots. They've really had their number in net, which does not happen often.
No, taking one of the best volleying teams in the country and really working them hard enough and long enough to find seams on them, not an easy thing. I don't know if you noticed there, they tried to switch camera angles there, where Palmer knocked our camera out of position over there. We're going to have to fix that in between. These guys are hitting everything with precision out there.
Lipiver is just floating around that court.
Yeah, but Broderick's making him work. He does such a great job holding and hitting that third panel smash. Caught Lipiver a couple of times. That's a great lob.
Oh,
That's beautiful. Wow. Look how far he's
look
making.
at he was in his
Lipiver
pocket
go.
there.
That's a great dig. 2 screens.
They hang in there.
Oh, what a point.
15 all.
That is marvelous. Big time cut by Drew Broderick to bring Anton Protseco forward. Really, really solid play. We see Mark Powers in the background there, watching the match. He's waiting for the winner of this right here, who will meet him and John Hughes in the quarterfinals.
Some good action to watch, figuring out how he might play either one of these teams. He's played both of them a number of times. And in fact, I think he's got a score to settle with Protsenko and Lipiver. I think they lost to him earlier in this year.
They did at the Atlantic Classic,
30-15.
also in New Jersey.
Wow. Oh, he just surprised him with that little poke drive. Completely flummoxed them. They were
30
not
all.
expecting that in the slightest.
30 all. Lipiver Protsenko 4-3 up in the third set. Round of 16 at Nationals.
Such a great job serving by Broderick. Never faults. Get it driven once in a while, but overall, about a 90% success rate getting to the net. Ooh. Protsenko pulls the trigger so many times. Like he just stands right on that baseline.
He's really one of the best at that double or triple driving. Marek Javinsky comes to mind. He's so good. He's just almost relentless in driving. Most players, you know, they hit one big one, maybe another, and then they choose lob. It's, if you can recover quick, it can really be a great skill.
He missed it.
Huh.
Well, there you go. There's the shot
30,
clock on
40.
the other side. It wasn't a bad ball to go for, but he's forcing Broderick to be the one to try to end the points, and oftentimes it's the other way around. So this break point here for Protsenko and Lepevera is a big point. Oh, Lord! And the fist pump. How about that? And that is no
Lepevera,
easy
Protsenko,
shot.
They lead the third set.
And
5
even
games
though
to
it was
3.
a net court, I think either way it was going to be a winner. That he jumped all over it. There was a big gap in the middle of the court. I don't think Drew Broderick was expecting the overhead to go to Lepevera's corner, and Lepevera makes them pay.
That's a great job, Lepevera, to serve it out. A huge hold in that second set to go up 4-2. Instrumental in them getting that set. Now he's here to serve it out. There he goes, putting him again
He was
with
thinking
that.
of going for it. He was tempting with the spike.
Oh! That is just incredible from Broderick and from Protsenko.
Love 15.
That double drive, I speak about it, almost caught Broderick off, but he lunges for the volley, makes it. Protsenko just misses. Awesome first point.
They're going down to the wire with their best, and that's what you want to see. Broderick much more active offensively now in that corner over there.
He's digging deep. He knows this is it. It's either he's packing his bags and going to the back draw.
Well, I
or he's
also
gonna
think he
dig
realizes
deep.
he can't just wait him out, Mark. You know, it's not going to be a chance where he's just going to wait him
Love
out.
30.
This is big. Nice from Protsenko. Never one to back down.
15-30.
Mixes it up with Palmer and gets the better.
Tough as nails.
Haven't seen a fault out of Lepevera in ages either. We've seen that, the old toss and catch. But he's also served beautifully.
Yeah, mentally it's just been rock solid.
That's and Palmer. I mean, Broderick just misreads that one.
30 all.
Goes for the spike, and it's over his head.
$30 Lepevera serving to take a spot in the quarterfinals of the 2021 National Championships.
That's a smart bail there from Lepevera. You got no option against a great volleyer like Palmer. Oh, they're just picking spots. What a volley from Palmer. They started working the volleying against their ability to cut balls off almost against them, Mark Ennis, meaning one drive to bring the guy wide and then drive to the other side of him.
Oh, I agree completely. I think how they're driving and where they're driving has been masterful.
That's a great look. That's such hands on Palmer. That's
Broderick
beautiful.
surviving the onslaught by Max Lepevera.
He was relatively nonplussed. That was great volleys. And he bounces it out, and that brings us to match point for Lepevera and
40-30.
Protsenko. I tell you, this is a well-earned victory for either one of these teams. It's coming down to the wire. You see the person in the background there just tracking down that ball. Just
even a little bit of run. Shout out to all the volunteers. They've been incredible. Over here on Click Golf Club, there's even some offering to tie one of the pro shoelaces. I've never seen that before. As I said, the courtesy is unreal.
All right, here we go. Match point, Lipover. I will say that catching and the tossing is a little disconcerting as the opponent. You set up the receive, and then there's nothing to receive. He just rips it, and then it kind of throws you off a little sometimes. It's not intentional by any means from Lipover. That's wide.
But if it was, it's fully in his
Advantage,
rights.
Broderick Palmer.
And quickly we have a break point back. Great serve.
Advantage.
Palmer hitting some bombs with his forehand here.
Such a big pointer.
It's the higher lob. I like that. A different look.
Oh. Prosenko creating some discomfort with that deep cutter.
So look for Broderick. Nice cutoff there again from Lipover.
He's done it so well since the second set. He's really flipped the script on Broderick Palmer.
That's going to be a tough one. They are going after Broderick here. Staying away from the forehand of Palmer. Palmer moving way over, looking for it.
Game. Hannes and Zabori. They lead the first set 3 games to love.
Oh, what a cutoff again from... That's a bad ball. Yeah, great read. Crush. That's right at the crease. What a ball. Lipover holding it.
Such a big point.
Yeah, they're all taking their shots, but these are all great looks from all the players. Wow. Smart shot there from Broderick. He just reads where to hit the overhead so well. The other guys are just so athletic there. Oh!
Oh, spot.
Yeah, great spot.
It's just such a right.
That's out,
Oh,
and that is the
my
break.
That is
Game,
just
Broderick Palmer.
magnificent
Lipover,
battle,
Prosenko
Brad.
lead the third set.
It is
5 games to 4.
absolutely magnificent paddle. Incredible stuff.
Complete chess game. They were hitting different spots. People were going for their right offense, driving at the right times, transitioning. Oh my goodness, that was wild. Broderick Palmer break back. They are now 5-4 down, but they will be serving. determined to stay in the match and hopefully claim a spot in the quarterfinals against John Hughes and Mark Powers. This is unreal.
You know, I think it might have been best said by our umpire from the last match I commented on in this 2021 Nationals by Lori Hissey, where she said, game, set, and very enjoyable match. And this match has been incredible from start to finish.
This will be one of those matches that if Lipin can put it off, this really give them the sort of confidence and feel that they needed to feel like I can beat anyone, because emotionally it's so tough to be up like they were, lose a couple breaks, a couple points. So if they can keep together and close this one out, I really think it's going to do wonders for them in the long term.
I can't agree more. And on the flip side of that is Broderick and Palmer doing this last year, sneaking into the finals, being on death's door 2 or 3 times on the way to the finals. Oh. You have to finish them off. It is no easy task.
It's not just Fitch, Broderick, Palmer. They just never go. They're always around, and they just play so well. It's disgusting how good Jared is with batting.
Oh! Surprising miss there. He lets it drop
Love 50.
too low. Misses his contact point. Big start there for Cinco. Oh. Oh, and Leper sees the opening, but he just can't convert. It wasn't the easiest shot in the world, but he saw it and he couldn't lay off it.
He had to go for it, absolutely.
Yeah, it would have been a transition ball that would have taken the net. It certainly wouldn't have been a ball that's going to end the point, but there's the side-to-side drive combination that they've been using to pull them out of position. Right side, then the left side of either guy as they try to cut off the balls. Oh, he doesn't tee that one up. Surprising. And the open court again.
Broderick choosing to stay back.
Wisely.
Absolutely.
Oh! And so many balls are getting hit. It's bound to be a miscommunication or two. They're probably running at a 95% clip, or 99 in terms of communication, and then one after these 100-ball points will slip through every now and then. Oh!
Lipivec getting Palmer with his own medicine, the sneaky slice backhand.
Hold up.
Yeah, he's excellent at that, the block and the backhand chip. And he blocks so many up, and then he throws that in on you. That's a good volley there. Oh! Yeah, any of those down the line lobs, if I am Patsenko, I keep hitting them because Broderick's only taken about 25% if he gets it up a little bit.
We've definitely seen Palmer taking a lot more overheads. I think they're really trying to keep that ball away from Lipivec since he's been so good the last set and a half.
It's out. He went for more, and it's the positioning. He just tried to put in that little crack. Never faults. So consistent with that serve.
That's a thing I think that Broderick and Palmer, what makes them so good is you don't get many of those free points.
Yeah,
That
just
first set we saw a bunch from Protsenko and Liver. They've really tightened it up, but Broderick Palmer just really ever give you any. As I say that,
well, I mean,
30,
you're
40.
right, especially with the serve. Now it's match point number. This is only number 2, I think. Right? They had
This is
one
number
match
2.
point a couple of games ago.
for the quarterfinals.
Advantage Savory.
Oh, what a great lob that is. He's working Palmer around the court. Love it. He missed it wide.
Oh.
He goes for the pinpoint shot. And in
Deuce.
both cases, like we said, you have to beat them, and they're going for these pinpoint balls.
That's it. Deuce.
Love. 15 all.
Palmer, Broderick really looking to slow it down here. Just that
I said,
low,
they want these-
soft ones.
They want him to have to beat him, all right? I think he missed that. Nope. Great shot. What a dig.
Hey.
Oh,
30 all.
that was the high lob there from Protsenko. That's right at the crease. Good job.
Advantage Savory.
These players are relentless right.
Game. Savory.
Just battling these guys, and it's just incredible.
5 games to love.
Oh, and he pulls the trigger on
Advantage,
not the
Broderick
best
Palmer.
ball, not the best look, but he's just trying to make him work. And now they got a chance to break it to 5 all. Oh, that's such a good move. It's just
He
warm
pounces
weather.
on it.
Yeah, if he could hit him with it, it's great. He's going to get tracked down, but just a perfect move from Lipovera. Beautiful read.
Love.
So good. I tell you, Palmer's crushed a bunch of forehands.
And he's moved a little bit behind Liver there. Liver's doing such a good job cutting it off at the middle.
15 all.
They're making Protsenko chase up that line. And it's so warm out. I'd love to see a drop volley, but it may just be too difficult in this weather.
I think where the
Oh! And I think he's pulled out. That's his second two-handed backhand of the match from Lipovera. He pulls it out, and Palmer just not ready for it. That's guts right there.
Back to deuce.
Oh!
Such good volleys.
Incredible. They didn't even look bothered when... Ah, beautiful spot, and he finishes it. Match point number 3.
Protsenko.
You can just see the crowds on the edge of their seats.
Oh!
It's a similar ball.
Deuce.
He just put it in,
Perfect.
put it in most of it.
Perfect look in the middle of the court. He tries to go out wide. Sprays that one. Almost wasn't even close. You gotta wonder.
If you're Protsenko, you'll want that one back.
Man, Lipivera's just been spot on with those half-pace push drives. He's just picking away. Just only 1 or 2 for the whole match, but that's called out.
Ball was out. I had it out.
And they're looking for the, hopefully for the overrule.
Protsenko.
Match point 4.
Cold dance.
He does not fault under pressure, just consistently puts it in. And you notice Protsenko's not going for the big return. He's just rolling it in. He does not want to miss that return on a big point, which I understand.
Absolutely. Especially since you're really going to get a missed volley with a return play in this warmth. Are just letting it back. Not really worth the risk.
Oh! He gets one of a flying backhand volley.
Good agility. Good rhythmic gymnast.
Oh boy. All right, good cover. This is a look. He's not going to take it.
Roderick just slides to the middle. Oh! And Protsenko hanging in there.
They are doing a great job.
This is just a gutsy performance. Look at that position.
Oh,
Catches.
right on the line. I thought that was floating out.
Oh, I know Protsenko and Lipivera were just praying for that one to go out. Double hander.
Two-hander. Wow. Just constant battle, back and forth, closing off the net.
Protsenko looking extremely patient right now. He is dialed in.
He's
really
waiting for the right ball. Yep.
Yeah.
And when you're on match point 4, I think that's a good call. Oh! Oh!
That triple, quadruple drive. He's so good at it.
He never really pulled the trigger on one, though. He just kept picking away, and great job by Palmer and Broderick to come up with it. Oh, this point is just fitting. He's actually baiting him there. I love that shot. He's working hard. Oh! Oh. Lipivera's had like 3 or 4 of those let cord winners. Oh! What? Tries a slippery drive down the line, and match point 4 is saved.
This is I don't know if I can handle this, Brad. I'm going to need someone to bring me a beer.
This is incredible is what it is. Wow.
Advantage, Broderick Palmer.
Set, break, game point. Broderick Palmer. This is to tie it up at 5-all.
Saving 4. Wow. And a big play from Protsenko taking over the net. And then if I'm Broderick, you bail there, but he takes the risk of coming back in. Great job by Lepaver following up to clean up that high volley.
Fantastic lob there. It's one of the first times Lepaver and Protsenko have been at net in a while.
And here's where Broderick and Palmer have really bared down. They are waiting for just that ball there. And that, oh, he keeps it low, puts the pressure on Palmer, and match point 5.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. High lob, good job.
Great lob.
Yeah, it's going high. They're just dumping down the middle. They're actually just baiting them into going, seeing if they'll take a bad choice. They're keeping it away from the preferred shots. Protsenko can hit the forehand, but the backhand's definitely preferred. And the forehand is definitely preferred for Lepaver. It's a great lob.
Number 5.
And that is out. Not even close. He should have taken the trigger off the deck. And you could see that was a hesitant ball. He let it get behind him. Did not look like a confident swing.
I love Lepaver didn't just move. He missed. He didn't overthink it and get too hard himself. He just kept it win.
Yep.
They're still up. They're playing incredible, even though they haven't closed it out yet.
That is a good dig. No, it's so hard to make that final big shot.
Broderick is definitely tired over here.
Oh, I think that all the players are tired. Although Lepaver looks, he
Like
looks sprightly. So does Protsenko. They don't look like they got anything but energy in there. They just can't finish them here. And like any prize fight, you don't knock the guy out. You know, they come back and they catch in the later rounds.
Yeah, and it's not like they're playing tight on the match, not doing anything significantly wrong. Just have been able to close it.
Oh, and there goes Palmer just bringing the heat with that forehand when the chips are down. And he just crushes that.
Oh!
Yeah.
Tattooing the ball.
Just playing perfectly when the crunch moments are happening.
That's why he's Jared Palmer.
That's another gear. I don't know. I don't know how Lepaver and Protsenko are not getting tight. I feel like they are a little bit because they've had chance after chance. They can't quite pull it away.
I think maybe one forehand. For the most part, I think they've been pretty solid.
Oh, that's in. Great dig.
Did,
I mean,
did you have
tight.
anything on match points? Oh my goodness.
Tried not to, but coming up with that shot, there is
Advantage,
something in the back of your mind. And
Prosenko.
here's their 6th match point, and they just haven't been able to pull the trigger like on a big ball here at the end here.
Match number 6.
Yeah, it's incredible. See, he's going to lob that.
But yes, that's not the smooth, hard backhand drive of Anton Prosenko that we're used to.
Right, they're just trying to
Guiding it a bit more.
guiding it. Right, that's what I'm seeing. I mean, it's just so hard, and not that I blame him by any means, but good shot. Oh, that's a big. Oh, he hits the
Get out
cutter.
of town.
Yeah, match point 6 down. Why not?
How do you make that volley, Broderick?
Well, he knew the other guys are a little tight, and he did not pull the trigger to hit that harder. He just went at him. Didn't want to be missing it. Holy cow, Mark Ennis. That's a big ball. And he just
Another
standing.
one.
Oh my goodness! On a ball lower than the net. Just unbelievable. If you're going to, now, of all the balls to not be careful, that ball's so low. Just lob it up. But it's so tough in these situations.
They are
6.
Broderick Palmer just using 6 of their 9 lives so far.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the most number of match points I've seen saved actually is. Oh, that went wide, and it's match point number 7.
Advantage,
It's wide. Oh my
Lepever,
goodness.
Prosenko.
Holy
7.
cow. And look how quickly Palmer goes up to serve again. He's instantly ready. He doesn't want a half a second.
Do you think he just doesn't want to think about it? Just keep with the course?
I've just sort of noticed it the whole way through. He just doesn't think about it. You know, it's not
Yeah.
like he needs more time. He just goes at it. And I think that's his natural pace, and he's not flummoxed by, you know, he doesn't need the time. He doesn't need to collect his nerves. They're already intact.
Very Steve DeRose-esque.
I'd like to see them just pull the trigger here, but
Do
wow.
you think at this point it's smart to just to try anything different, or just
I don't know.
stay the course?
I think
Because
you know,
as commentators, we probably would rip them if they tried something different and missed.
that's the point, right? You have to stay the course because there's a ton of really bad things that can happen when you start going a different direction, especially when you're up, meaning you lose your rhythm, he rips it, then your partner rips it, you just made 2 quick errors in a row, gave the guys the game, right? So, yes,
Stay
I agree.
even if it takes, how many match points is this now?
7. But he hasn't tried to hit a backhand yet, but that wasn't, you know, except for Roller, Prosenko, and Lepever, they're just waiting for these guys to miss, and they won't.
Oh!
There it is. But that's a great turn. Oh!
Go!
Oh, man.
Match, Lepever,
Wow.
Prosenko.
You cannot say enough good things about these 4 combatants out there. 3-time national champions, Broderick and Palmer, coming out firing in the beginning. Prosenko and Lepever making some adjustments and just staying the course and picking away with their drives, finding a way to hold serve. Martinez, great match.
Brad, I feel like I need a cigarette. That is emotionally right. That was incredible. I'm so impressed with Lippe and Prosenko, the way they were able to put together after a shaky start, because Broderick and Palmer were looking really, really good. And they tightened it up, especially Magbever. He was rock solid the whole match, and I think that was that sort of allowed Prosenko to settle down, cleaned up the error, and couple match points lost, but they still stayed the course. That is really incredible. Big shout out to Lippe and Prosenko. I think that's going to give them the belt for a long time to come.
Yeah, so they'll look forward to now Hughes and Powers coming up at 7 o'clock for the men's quarterfinals. And before we close out here, why don't we go over a few quick scores here. We got Hanish and Zabori crushing it. 6-love in the first set against Morgan and Sikora. And Cooper and Molenveld taking the first set against Anika and Drakova, 6-3. So women's quarterfinal action still on there. Check that out on the live stream. Men's quarterfinal action will be at 7 p.m.
What about
Marcus?
those quarterfinals do you like there? I see
Oh,
Durant,
goodness.
Mitchell, and Bostrom. That's going to be a close one. Oh, my goodness. They're all good, actually.
Yeah, they're amazing quarterfinals. Fraser Morgan, Araya Parsons. And I don't see the other one there, but is it Bursch or Doya?
Kayla Rams.
Oh, so Kayla Rams taking out Humphreys and Oliveira. Then that'll be a good match. And, wow, one great quarterfinal after another coming up at 7 o'clock. And settle in, have some dinner, finishing up with the women's quarterfinals right now. Mark Innes, any final thoughts on the match?
I'm emotionally drained. I have nothing to say. That was incredible, Brad. Hope you had fun. I had a blast.
I certainly had a blast calling that with you, Mark Innes. And we'll see you guys back here at 7 o'clock. And keep watching the women's quarterfinals.